Just happy to get another win. You know, we scored 107 points, but we gave up 101. Just, again, while learning how to play, still learning each other, which is crazy to say that, but we are. And winning, I'll take it.
But I know you're not happy with 17 threes. What were they doing to get open, or are they just making good shots?
A majority of those were just good shots. But, you know, a lot of it was miscommunication. It was dribble penetration and playing the right way to get those open looks, and then they made them. It doesn't look like it, but we went into the game to take the three-pointer away. And it seems like the more we focus on things like that, the more the guys just kind of – this is only going to help pay dividends for us in the future. I really feel that, because we're faltering in so many different areas, but we're making up for it and still winning the game. We should have lost this game with the way that they shot the ball. We just got to the free throw line, and that saved us.
This was yet another, too close for comfort outing against a team that you were, heavily favored against heading in. I mean, are you at a point now where you're maybe asking yourself, how many more times does this have to happen before the team gets the message that, hey, they need to take some of these games a bit more serious?
The team definitely has to take ownership. It's on them. They're well coached. They're prepared. They know what's going on. And we talked about this earlier when we first got this roster together. From 1 through 15, it pretty much is all offensive players, offensive mindset, except for Carl Sharon Font and Jalen Young. Everybody else is offensive minded. They want the ball. Now we got to figure out ways for these guys who got the ball on their team last year to do something else outside of scoring. If you're not scoring, what else are you going to bring to the table? And everyone has to guard their yard, and we're not doing that. We're not guarding the ball well at all. We're giving up too many straight line drives, and it's just not a Memphis team, man. We don't play like that. So I'm telling these guys, we have to get better, and that's where we are right now.
Speaking of scoring, the spark you got from Walton early in the second half, how much are you going to kind of have to lean on him going forward for a potential third scoring option, especially with Mills out now?
Yeah, Jaquan is definitely proven around this league and around college basketball to be a scorer. You know, last year at Wichita, he was there besides, Craig Porter, first and second leading scorers most nights. So he understands. He's still trying to find his way around. I mean, David and Javon have kind of naturally gone into their roles of scoring. Everyone else is trying to figure it out. And Jaquan is one of those ones that's trying to figure it out. And with Caleb being out, I think he's feeling like, okay, I can get some more shots in these areas, and he's playing better, with having more minutes.
Penny, after last game, you and JQ had kind of said that, or at least JQ said he figured it out in terms of what it would take for this team to not start slow and to kind of get going early. Kind of in practices between Sunday and now, did y'all see a response? Like, did you see anything that kind of encouraged you in the sense that this team would come out with a fire underneath it? And what were your thoughts on what you saw in the first half?
If we could film our practices, just really have a live video going into practices, people would go, well, how do they go from that to this? It really is. Like, our practices are high-level energy, physical, understanding where we're having our faults, and that we're focused on coming in and doing those things better. And then when the game starts, it goes the other way. We practice everything that you see out there, guarding the three, boxing out, guarding our yard. You just have to do it. The other team is not going to just let you do those things. You have to make those things happen.
Does it matter to you how these things look in terms of style points or what have you, or is a win just a win for you?
It did. It bothered me. The Vandy game, the Austin P game, and the Tulsa game. Tonight, it really didn't bother me because I see it for what it is now. I'm watching it now. I guess I was a little naive at first, but we're not really guarding the way that we should. And when you don't guard, man, you're gonna have an opportunity to lose every game. Your defense travels. But I'm gonna tell you this: we guarded the non-conference way better than we're guarding the conference. I'm talking about way better. So it's like these guys are relaxing way too much.
I wanted to. What was the turning point in tonight's game? Was there any one thing that kind of stands out to you as a turning point? I mean, I have my nomination. JQ's 4-point play at start the overtime. I was just going to ask.
Yeah, that's definitely the turning point of the game. Unfortunately, it was after a 40-minute game that it went to overtime and had to have extra minutes. But those are the type of guys that we have on our team that can make plays like that. Unbelievable play, but that was definitely the turning point for sure.
Got him that he was going to – I mean, this is 3 games in a row where he's just making big shot after big shot after big shot. I mean, you knew he was a high-level player, but like this is kind of a different beast.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is a different beast because I'm putting him in position to be a winner. He's already a winner, but I'm putting him in position on a normal basis for him to go out there and showcase his talent. You know, I'm not calling the ball screen every time. I'm allowing him to do what he needs to do, and it's been all on him to go out there and still make those shots, and he's been doing that.
Coach, in the back. Like you said in your opening statement, you're happy with 107, upset with 101. What are some of the things the offense did well in the game? What are some of those positive takeaways from that?
Well, what we're doing much better is getting the ball, throwing the ball ahead, getting the ball up the floor faster. And now we're starting to get in the paint, kick it to an open man, and then going from a good shot to a great shot, one more pass. And that's what's happening with us now. We're starting to do some things better. It's just defensively we haven't done better.
Head only when you mentioned practice intensity and cameras and all that. And it's almost like an NBA question. Have you ever considered or contemplated, wrestled with, as veteran as a team, as this is, dialing it down practice-wise, just so that they're not leaving it on the practice court and have that much more left first half-wise?
Yeah, so here's the thing. You know, I said this a couple days ago. From September to the end of December, we barely practiced because we had so many guys injured. And I thought that made us soft on the glass because we never could really do anything with physicality. We just started ramping this up when conference started probably about a week and a half ago. Everything until then was one hard day, an off day, a decent day, and then a very easy day like a walkthrough, and then a game. That's what got us through the non-conference because we really never practiced hard. They had fresh legs because we had injuries. The last couple of days, maybe a week, we've been trying to work harder on boxing out and guarding our yard, but we haven't had any practices where it was like, man, that was a really tough practice, but they've been way more tougher than what they were.
Penny, 2 questions. First, the player Nick Durjan, other than his free throw shooting, talk about his impact of that. And secondly, you went into a hostile place Sunday.
He went into what?
Hostile place Sunday.
Oh, I'm going into a hostile place on Sunday? Yeah, Nick Jordan, man, is just going to do whatever we need him to do. He scored the ball tonight. He got 12 rebounds, 18 points. Come on, he got a major double-double. That's who he is. And 3 block shots. You know, he's amazing, man, out there on the court. And we're blessed. That's one guy, like I said last game. After he went into the portal, I went after him full blast because I knew how important he was because of the way that he played against us. And he's doing the same thing for us. And going into Wichita is going to be, you know, it's always, they have a live crowd, sold-out crowd every game we've gone to up there. No, they don't. You know, and it's okay. You know, we got to go up there and just and try to get a win and get out of there. Get out of there.
I'm guessing it may not have been a total surprise, but what was your reaction to Mikey Williams and J.J. Taylor entering the portal?
I think that those young men both have bright futures, and they have every right to do what they want. I really wanted to coach both. I really did. Mikey and I still are in touch, but he has a right to do what he needs to do for himself, and I wish him well. I'm still going to stay in touch with him for sure.
Is there a part of you that's a little aggravated in terms of you stuck your neck out for Mikey for months when, probably no other coach in the country would have, and now he wants to explore his options?
Yeah, no, I'd do it again, to be very honest with you. That's what I'm in this business for, to stick my neck out on the line for kids and young men and hope that they appreciate it.
Penny, at the end of regulation, JQ had made the last 2 games three-pointer. Was that the same play this time, or did he run a different?
No, I ran a different play, and I kicked myself because after I looked at the play, I could have did something so differently. But I'm learning from that as well. It was for JQ, But they actually played it pretty well, and then we just got stymied. From there, we couldn't make it up from there, and then the ball got in Nick's hands, and Nick just should have drove it. He took a fadeaway jump shot. He should have just grabbed it and drove it to the basket. But he's never in that situation. But I thank God we were tied, and it wasn't a one-point game. I probably would have did something totally different if we were down 1 or down 2. Thank you.